Joining us in the studio this morning with an update on Western Illinois University in Macomb, it is Vice President for Student Success, Justin Schuch. Welcome, Justin.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. How was the drive over? It's a beautiful morning.
It was excellent. Yeah, definitely beautiful. Able to have the windows down, enjoy the weather some.
Good. Well, let's get an update on everything going on at WIU. First, tell us about the new strategic administration reorganization.
Certainly. Yeah, you saw the university last week announced a reorganization for some of our administrative functions to streamline some of our operation, to support students, to help kind of make sure that everyone's moving in the same direction with some of our administrative functions, and then really prepare us for the future there. So some of those reorgs that you might have noted deal with things like our sponsored projects office and operation, how we secure grants and things for the university, all the way to just where some reporting lines are happening, so different offices can collaborate a little bit closer to support students.
It also, I was reading the community news brief, it looked like there was some mention of some positions just not going to be filled, but the savings was to the tune of about $500,000.
That's correct, yeah. That's a strategic reorganization to, yes, help save some money and help the university position itself that direction, but as I mentioned, also just make sure that the operation is lean, nimble, able to adjust to our students in just a more meaningful way.
Okay. You guys have been working together with Dr. Christy Mendrup, the president of WIU, to really get things in line. Like this is the time to get it in line, get the ship right, if you will. And the savings that you've been able to really knock down that deficit. Tell us about that.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's hard to not look at the news and see some of the changes in higher education over the past few years, and WIU is doing that right now, making sure that we are addressing some immediate needs. It's no secret that we started the year about a $22 million deficit, and we're focused on making sure that that is corrected for future years, not something that we want to kick the can and make it an issue for the future. Really focused on preparing WIU for the future and being successful. So as we're celebrating 125 years this year, we want to make sure that the institution's thriving throughout the next 125. So some of the adjustments this year are focused on doing just that.
Okay. How far do you need to go to get to that $22 million deficit and erase that?
Yeah, we are focused on finishing a little bit out. We have about a $7 million that we're looking at for the rest of the year, but the team is really focused on some creative solutions to help that out.
Okay. Yeah, that's daunting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big task, and like I mentioned, higher education's changing a little bit throughout the country, and we're no different here, but we are feeling good about the direction that we're going.
Good. Well, you said you've been a part of WIU for 10 years, so you've seen the most significant changes in this last, especially 5 years.
Yeah, certainly. There's been something every year, whether it was COVID or different funding opportunities, different views of higher ed, definitely a changing environment for us. But one of the strengths of WIU that probably people hear about all the time is that we have people who are dedicated and really care about our students, and that's what's helped us over the past 5 years, and it's going to propel us into the future. That great people focused on our students.
Okay, tell us about the students enrolled. What are we looking at for class sizes, total enrollment? What are our popular programs and financial assistance? How does that look?
Yeah, definitely. So our spring enrollment hovers around 5,700 students between the Macomb, Quad Cities, and online campuses. Undergraduate population there is a little over 4,000. Our graduate student population, about 1,700 there. So we are looking forward to continuing to stabilize and maintain that population into the future. Some of our programs, we're continuing to see a lot of excitement around our law enforcement, justice administration program, and everything involved with that, whether it's emergency preparedness, fire protection services. Excellent psychology interest, as well as our health programs. Looking at nursing, speech pathology continues to be very popular. As we look at the offerings in the Quad Cities, we know that what the region is asking for and caring about is education and engineering focuses. So we're going to continue to make sure to offer those programs in the Quad Cities area to serve that population. When it comes to scholarship programs and opportunities for students, we are committed to making sure that WIU continues to be an affordable option for students to be able to get their degree, walk across that stage. Our Western Commitment Scholarship Program gives students the opportunity to get up to $6,000 a year, depending on their incoming GPA. We have a local Leatherneck Scholarship, so individuals, especially listening, who are close to in the border counties, will help support their living on campus expenses just as they're staying with us. Then we also introduced last year the Western Way program, which is a scholarship program, a tuition program that covers tuition and fees, mandatory fees for our students if they meet criteria and are under a certain family income, which we've seen a lot of popularity in its first year, and looking forward to expanding that program because we know that affordability is important and coming to college is a big commitment. So we want to make sure to erase as many of those barriers that we possibly can.
Okay, we're talking with Justin Schuch. He's the Vice President for Student Success at Western Illinois University on the campus in Macomb. And we're talking about enrollment. You mentioned law enforcement. We certainly, and fire safety as well. We are in a position where, and you talked about the border counties, we need to be looking at the future of having more enrolled in these type of services and refill the coffers at the ISP level as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We know, especially regionally, there's a need there, and W's been helping fill that need, and we're looking forward to expanding those programs. Again, there's been significant interest, and we'll continue to make sure that it's a great opportunity because we want to make sure, as you mentioned, coffers, the benches are deep for all of the services that we have in the local area, for sure.
What about infrastructure? What's the update on campus? You've got some buildings that are not in use, some new buildings that are being built. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a really great time as you think about some of the buildings and things happening on campus. You mentioned some buildings not in use. We are looking at overall the campus footprint and what makes the most sense for where we need to have services, where we're housing students, some of those things. But it's an exciting time because if you haven't been able to drive by lately, it's a fantastic time to see the Goldfarb Performing Arts Center. It's a $130 million commitment from the state of Illinois to make sure that WIU and this region of the state will be a beacon for the performing arts that we're really excited about. As steel went up, it was fun to see that start to rise literally towards the sky, but now as bricks going up, it really is taking shape. It's a good time to see it. Some other things that are happening in terms of our building and making sure that we have some great facilities for our students. We're excited about our classroom renovation project that's led by our foundation team. We have donors who are helping support doing some classroom flipping, and by next fall we'll have I believe 3 brand new redone classrooms that are going to be some of our high traffic spaces that students use, and we're going to continue that project because we've definitely seen some of our alumni connect with that, wanting to give back to that program. So like I mentioned, it's a really great time to see kind of some of the direction of what we're focused on facilities wise, and as that Performing Arts Center takes shape, it's just an exciting time.
Who will run that Performing Arts Center, and how will you try to create revenue through such an amazing building?
Yeah, we'll have a director that runs the Center for the Performing Arts, and for the College of Fine Arts and Communication is working with that. And that individual and that team will continue to seek we already bring in some really excellent shows and events that happen on campus, but that will be a focus for that operation because, as I mentioned, this will be a beacon for local performing arts as well as traveling shows, bring in some exciting just things. So that operation will be focused on making sure that our students are not only utilizing that academic space, but the local area, the community is able to get in there and experience some of the performing arts that we haven't had quite the venue to in this area before.
Okay. So, Justin, we've talked about the current programs that are popular and are necessary and needed for our area, which is what a good university and college and community college would do in our local area. Let's talk about what are going to be the careers in the next 10 years. As you well know, and you guys are educated daily on the artificial intelligence, robotics, there's a lot of changes coming to the future of careers. What does it look like?
Yeah, certainly. You're right. It's a conversation we have frequently, and we continue to look at our academic portfolio to make sure that we're offering some opportunities that interest students as well as serve our region need and state need. And particularly with things like artificial intelligence, it's making sure that our current programs are responsive to some of those new technologies, as well as individuals are learning how to navigate those different technologies and opportunities. I think about, we know the strength of our health care programs overall, that suite, whether it be speech pathology or nursing, and making sure that our students are graduating understanding the impact of AI, both positive and negative, that they know how to navigate within their careers. And when we've mentioned law enforcement a little bit, but as new technologies evolve, we have to be responsive in our programs to make sure that students can walk into that career field and know the newest technology in safety, security, the whole kind of array of things. Those come to mind in terms of focuses that we're making sure that the programs are adapting and adjusting and growing. Like I said, when our students walk across the stage, they're ready for whatever that field is and focus is.
Okay. Any emerging careers you can think of or programs you guys might be looking at in the next 10 years due to this vast acceleration of technology?
Sure, yeah. Our College of Business will continue to look at what kind of technology offerings within programs that we have, as well as developing some brand new ones. Off the top of my head, I don't have one to pull out and kind of list out for you, but most certainly we are making sure to respond to those changing needs.
Our area is so dependent upon agriculture, and our farmers and our agribusiness industry extraordinarily important, not only to our local West Central Illinois region, but to the U.S. and the globe. How are you guys going to play a role in agriculture? You have in the past, for sure. Tell us about today.
Yeah, we will continue to be a strong voice in making sure to provide a strong ag program. We have an excellent agriculture program that gives students the opportunity for a number of hands-on experiences, whether it be in the classroom, outside of the classroom, through some internship and experiences. But we know that agriculture, as you mentioned, is a focus for the area, and we've enjoyed the strength of that program and look forward to continuing to grow that program and opportunities for students, for sure.
Do you guys still have plots of land you're able to test, I do believe?
Yeah, certainly. We have multiple areas that students are able to get, again, some of that hands-on experience that know exactly kind of what the testing and services they're able to work with. Yeah.
Okay. And I do believe you have livestock opportunities, too, right next to the golf course, if I'm not mistaken. I've been over to Harry Masato's course, and off to the right, I'm like, is that an ag?
It's
area?
Right there. Yeah,
yes,
you got it.
Yeah.
One of the farm areas is right there, right off the golf course. So I drove by this morning on my way here, and there was already people out working. So it's a busy space for sure.
And you guys transitioned to the OVC this year.
That's right.
Girls
yes.
were having pretty good time at the as they made it to the semis in the tournament. So how was the transition?
Yeah, the transition to the OVC has been excellent this year. Last year, you noted that the majority of our teams were able to transition. This year, football transitioned fully, so the whole Leatherneck athletic operation is within the Ohio Valley Conference. And yes, as you mentioned, we've had a good year. Women's basketball making it to the semifinal. It was a really exciting year to watch that team. We're seeing great things with both baseball and softball. The WRU baseball team picked up their second series win recently, so we're defeating Murray State. That's the second series or win on the road for the team, and that's the first time that's happened since 2019, so we're excited about that. And women's softball also clinched the conference series for the first time since their switch to the OVC. So it's really fantastic to be able to compete against teams with similar experiences, similar campus sizes, similar budgets. We're seeing some benefits there for sure, as well as the time on the road for our teams is not near as much, so it means our students can get back in the classroom and be focused academically as well. That's
probably one of the biggest things right there, is just the ability to not have to, saving money-wise. I mean, and we know they're doing it because last Sunday and Saturday I was watching college baseball, and they were talking about the curfew and that they had to be done by 3 o'clock. So these students could get on a plane by 4:45.
Yeah.
When did that start? But they don't have this grand money to throw around for private planes. So there's a curfew
Yeah.
in place. So this has to help you guys with your travel and the costs, at which travel can be hard on the student, like you say. So in your spring sports looks like they were transitioning very well into the OVC.
Yeah, we have appreciated the transition to the OVC. We've been welcomed with open arms into the conference. And yeah, definitely that time on the road, I think, can sometimes people forget about in our excitement for athletics and what our student athletes are doing. We sometimes forget that's a lot of time on the road. So making sure that they can have an amazing competitive experience, but also not have to spend so much time on a bus or a plane or whatever is really important.
Football, what's going on with football? You hired a couple of more coaches. What's it looking like for football?
Yeah, we're looking forward to the fall, and as we look towards the football season, we're excited about the team. So they rebounded a little bit last year after some difficult years. So we're excited to watch that continue to grow. That team, I think, is coming together nicely, and we're looking forward to the fall.
Okay. Anything else about Western Illinois University that you want people to know as you transition for the health of the university, celebrating 125 years?
That's right. Yeah, I think we covered much of it, but WIU is a great place, and we're excited to continue to look towards that next 125 years. We have as we started our time together, kind of chatting about this past year and really focused on making sure we're prepared for the future, we're seeing some of that start to pay off in terms of student interest, and as we're starting to develop some programs and new initiatives on campus. So, it's a great time to come visit campus if people haven't had an opportunity to, especially now that we have beautiful weather. Come check out what's going on campus, as the spring is a very busy time, both with our student organizations and opportunities, end of the year celebration type things. So it's an exciting time for us.
Okay, we'll talk to you closer to commencement.
Sounds good.
Vice President with us, Justin Schuch, Vice President of Student Success at Western Illinois University on the campus of Macomb.